In all greetings, this is Gilles. I am called to come back and return today to continue to speak about this process, to communicate on light and love, the ascension process through wisdom. For those messages of light and love are really, there is quite a few, but they are really submerged in thousands and thousands of other messages that are contradicting all of that, all these fear-based energies. And so it is important to I put a few channels down here, YouTube channels that are they're communicating on light and life. They're channeled messages. You want to subscribe to them and listen to those messages if you have time. It is very, very useful. The trustworthy channel and information about the teachings of Archangel Michael and other spirits. It is not easy to understand karma, for karma is cause and effect, and karma will always be there. So it's not like karma who said, well, there's no more karma because we've been forgiven, but we still have to balance out the energies and to allow this. What's the law of karma has been modified so that we are able to retrieve all kinds of negative things from the past to be evacuated and transmuted. So in the violet fire of transformation. And it's not easy to see that there is some people that are so sincere and working so hard and they're struggling a lot and with all kinds of things, and there are people that are completely indifferent to the human suffering, that are even inflicting a lot of suffering on everybody, and they're rich and powerful and they have a very easy life. And so what is the fairness of God within that? But in essence, we do not understand, we do not see the past lives and the future life. They will have to balance out all of that. It's just everybody's going through his own cycle, so do not compare yourself to others. Focus on your inner self and your inner guidance. For I know all my struggling is because I'm not fully able to eliminate all of my doubts from within me. For we are changing era. Everything is going to change on the planet. We have to let go of this era of plastics and pollution, and to move into a society that creates technology that's reusable, or technology that do not self-destruct after a year or two, for that they make technology to self-destruct so that we can buy some more. But we're going to have to be more responsible in relationship to that. It is important to find your own truth rather than listening to somebody else's truth. For even the religion and the culture, they all have great truths within them, but we've all incarnated in so many different cultures. We've already explored all that. We've lived in all the culture and all the religion. Now we have to discover our own truth. And so it is important to listen to yourself and so it is about also finding a way to release the pressure, to find ways to release the pressure, to allow yourself not to judge yourself of others, because every judgment that we have on others is a self-judgment, since we are all one. So it's about staying neutral, finding this, seeking always happiness. For it's Epicure that was saying happiness is the point, the good life for humans, to find a balanced and harmonious life. And there is the three monkeys of wisdom. Speak no evil, hear no evil, and see no evil. For if we do not see the darkness, then we are free, we are home free, which is not always easy, because we are submerged with negative energies coming from the medias and the worlds and all these things, that there is this parallel reality of this parallel light, the small road over that the light workers are going through, and there's the mass of humanity that's still going through this darkness energy of judgment and fear base. Another thing important to when you do is, as an advice, is when you teach or when you heal or when you do any kind of energy work with anyone, at the end of the session you have to cut the cords, or ask the Archangel Michael to help you, or to cut the cords, and then the Archangel Faith can heal the situation, heal the cord, but do not let cords open, because people, if you do that, they will draw on your energy, which will deplete you, and then you'll absorb a lot of the energy that's not necessary, and they will not find their own power, since they will be able to draw on that cord. And so just cut the cords, and all the cords always need to be cut. For the only cord that you need to connect is your soul, your other soul, and your God self. For that is the one cord that needs to be always aligned. But this is not a cord, it is a true essence of who we are. And so And we need also to cut the cords with negative habits or negative product and negative things. So ask the Archangel Michael to come and assistance. Those channels I put on the link below is just I put one of their video as an example, but the whole channel they're very, very useful messages. I want to say that God is a certainty. That's the one certainty. And but then we always doubt of the benevolence of God within our own life, that God protects us, loves us, and guides us. For there is reason for everything in life, and we are learning from everything. But we should not doubt the love of God. It is important to acknowledge that. I'm going to pull a few cards. First, we'll look into the general aspect, then we'll look at the romantic aspect, and then we'll look at the professional aspect. So I'm going to pull 12 cards. On a general level, the highest wisdom for us today is the mission. We have a mission to accomplish. We all have a different mission. If your mission hasn't been revealed to you, it will be. And so to align with this mission is the wisdom. What we need to understand is purification. There is a certain level of purification we need to undergo. We don't need to be completely pure, but we need to continue to go. For Spirit is telling me that once I'll be completely pure, everything will be given. But I've been a smoker for 40 years, and so it might take me decades to get there, even if I exercise every day. So I feel like sometimes if God comes to me and Spirit comes to me when I'm 95 years old and say, hey, raise your life, the love of your life, so you won't feel alone in this world. Or when I'm 100, 100 years old, well, now you can be free to make your projects go. It won't mean that much, but I have to trust the timing and wisdom of all things. And so what we need to do is triumph. We need to understand we are triumphant over all things. The light within us is triumphant already. And the outcome is knowledge. There is new knowledge that will be revealed. For true knowledge comes from within us. This is we have to find our own truth, not to accept the truth of anybody else, and that is through self-revelation. Now, on a romantic level, we have to trust the highest wisdom is to trust the judgment of the deity, the judgment of the universe, not to hold on to obsessive a relationship. If they do not work, we have to learn to let go and to trust that something else, someone else, or something will come to make the situation whole. What we need to understand is rest, to be in a receptive mode, to receive life as a gift as much as possible. What we need to do is unify, to become united. When you meet someone, you want to tune into the frequency, to be a match to that person's energy, and not to expect perfection from anyone. Because people have this huge expectation when they fall in love. They do not see that people are not perfect, and then they're disappointed because it doesn't work. So it's about unifying, being one within yourself as much as possible. Then you attract the most. Instead of codependent relationship, it becomes an interdependent relationship. It is joy that is multiplied when we meet. Well, and the outcome will be friendship. For friendship is essential. As physical sexual attraction is very important. Passion is very important. Romantic passion, but friendship is essential. We need to share so much in order for a relationship to be long lasting. We need to have this respect in friendship instead of being possessive or anything. We need to respect the person and to have this level of friendship. It's the friendship that makes the relationship grow through time, because if there is only sexual attraction or romantic passion, once that cannot be renewed if the friendship is not there. So it is new bond, new friendship, new relation. And on a professional level, the highest wisdom is hesitation. We want to stop to hesitate. We want to be sure about what we want and to be sure that we can receive it from the universe. What we need to understand is well-being. It's about making ourselves as much as possible to move into the state of grace already within ourselves and to be receptive to what we've been asking for. What we need to do is forgiveness, forgiving ourselves for not giving ourselves what we needed when we needed it. So it's about trusting that the universe will provide, and so and to forgive others, forgive ourselves and others as much as possible, and forgive everybody. That is the key to freedom, to find this liberation. And the outcome is courage, the courage to use the opportunity, the courage to perfect ourselves, the courage to face our fear. For that is really what will, for there is no need to doubt, for we are source energy beings, and so we have to tune into this inner self and to get the instructions. I wanted to discuss a couple more ideas. Is that first is the intelligence of spirit within nature. So there's a little example. Yesterday, my cat wakes me up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes she walks into the room and she's like meow, 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 meow. And then so I said her out, I closed the door and said, well, I need to sleep. And so, but she kept for like 2 hours, she was meow, meow behind the door and she was scratching the door. And it was like, so I got when I wake up at 9 o'clock, it's like I was a little bit upset afterwards, like, what are you crazy or something? She's a very sweet cat, but you know, why do you do that? And then I realized there was a notice that they were going to cut the water at 9 o'clock for like plumbing work in the building. And so she was just coming to warn me that I had to make reserve of water, but I forgot that at the time. I didn't realize that. And so I brushed my teeth with mineral water, and I made my tea with mineral water, but and everything was fine. But I realized that she came to warn me that I had to make reserve of water, and I was like blaming her, so I apologized. I wanted to talk about the directive that high spiritual being received. For high spiritual beings, it was a divine counselors, who's the council of deity, Trinity origin beings from paradise. Before they are sent into mission in time and space, they receive only 3 directives. For they are created eternally perfect, and they're divine counselors. We can call on them when we need counsel. And so the 3 directive is to never underestimate the wisdom of those who are higher on the scale of divinity. Always follow the advice of those who are higher than we are. The second directive is never underestimate the ignorance of those who are below on the scale of divinity. Never blame people for not knowing what you know. And that's in order to assist them. And the third directive is never to try to land on the shore of Divinington, which is one of the first planet of the first planet of the first circuit that surrounds paradise. Is the home of the Sort Adjusters, the I Am Presence. For it's only the pre-personal beings that are allowed there. So it's like, and those beings are very high up on the spiritual hierarchies. For in the spiritual hierarchies is something vast and unimaginable, and there are always higher beings that have higher wisdom where we can draw information from, no matter where we are. But in the spiritual hierarchies, there is no higher or lower. Everybody's one. Everybody is in the right place, and there is no oppression from the higher beings to the lower beings. When in this very physical realm, we have created the families of powers, have created all kinds of hierarchies where those who are higher on the food chains are oppressing because they draw power and joy from oppressing those who are below. It can happen in business or whatever. So always respect those who are below you, always respect those who are higher than you, for we are all one. For that comes from the animal kingdom. There are certain hierarchies within nature, like in the lion. There is only one dominant male that has all the females, and everybody has to wait for eventually trying to put its place. It's part of this animalistic nature, but we have to transcend this animalistic nature. For in the bird community, the bird tribe, for that is my tribe, on the animal level, it's like there's so many wonderful birds in nature, and the colors, and there is a hierarchy within the bird tribe, but everybody fits within the hierarchies, and they all love and respect each other. They're so beautiful, and they sing so well, and they have the power to fly away, and they're so wonderful beings. And for this planet is such a wonderful place. There is so much diversity in biological diversity. We have to receive gifts from all kinds of other planets. We do not know that many of those animals that we have here are actually gifts from other planets. And so we want to love and respect our Mother Earth, and eventually we want to clean up our physical body to become the avatar, to have this avatar body. The avatar body is when you achieve enlightenment, immortality, and eternal wisdom. You do not go and stay in the higher realm. You keep your consciousness down here in order to serve, in order to teach, in order to educate, in order to practice compassion, to educate. And so we want to be able to, when we wake up in the morning, it's like we're plugging in, it's like on a video game, we plug into our avatar body and we return into this reality, which is not easy because we're going through a period of great cleansing. And so sometimes I feel with my art, it's like I'm like an inventor that invented the fridge, but I live around Eskimos on the Great North, and they have no clue why would I need to invent a fridge or to invent the umbrella in a desert. Like people, would you need that? When in essence it will serve the world. So as I do believe my work is very significant to the 21st century, but I do not have the means. I haven't had the means. Spirit says that everything's going to unfold and happen at the right time, but to actually market it, because right now, if somebody just put, there is a lot of artists that have a lot of money and they're marketing things that are absolutely nonsense. Like if you put millions of dollars in advertising to say that dog shit is actually the greatest art that's ever been created, and you used it as marketing to do that, a lot of collectors will start to buy those things, and then museums will eventually accept it, and then so it's like, I'm not criticizing some of the desk culture that is so popular, or the tacky, or the superficial world that in the art, but I do think I know that once I get the means by which to market my work, all kinds of collectors will be of interest to this new form of Renaissance art. And so I'm gonna I just still have to be hopeful, regardless. For my situation is extremely difficult. I have to I'm probably gonna slow down the process of expressing those messages, because either my business is gonna start and I'm gonna be busy with my business, or things are gonna get worse and I'm gonna be busy having to handle all those difficulties. But whenever I look for guidance, Spirit is talking to me about celebration, freedom. So I do believe there will be an opening that will eventually come. I hope it's not like after I lose all my art or anything like that, or I have to do something completely different and to exit the matrix completely. I'm not really sure. Spirit says that I'm still needed here, so hopefully everything will turn out. It's kind of strange that Spirit always wait for the last minute to send us to open a door, so that but then it's I'm sure there is meaning to all things. I'm not criticizing the process, for God is wise beyond my understanding, so I have to trust that everything serves my own higher self, my own growth, and the planet and humanity. And so the paintings behind me, this painting on paper, it's signed and dated 2019, and it's about the dissolution of self into the realm of infinity. There is the sign of infinity, and it's like the rainbow light, and it's like emerging above that. And here is a painting, an interior from 2009. It's like covered with snow, and there is like the separation between the two sides. And it's somebody who's like painting a painting, with flowers and Chiron, the symbol of Chiron. On the other side, there's 7 families of spirit beings. It's like the spirit that is hidden, will live in this physical world, but on the other side there is spirit. I'm going to pull one more card with the archangels, and I'm going to sing this song. It's about letting go of the dark past, move into a future that is enlightened. It's a song by Adam Clayton, Lawrence Muller, David Evans, Paul Hawson, and Bob Dylan. It's called Love Rescue Me. Love rescue me, come forth and speak to me. Raise me up and don't let me fall. No man is my enemy, my own hands imprison me. Love rescue me. Many strangers I have met on the road to my regret. Many lost to seek to find themselves in me. They ask me to reveal the very thoughts they would conceal. Love rescue me. And the sun in the sky makes a shadow of you and I, stretching out as the sun sinks in the sea. I'm here without a name, in the palace of my shame. Say, love, rescue me. In the cold mirror of a glass, I see my reflection pass. See the dark shades of what I used to be. See the purple of her eyes, the scarlet of my lies. Love, rescue me. Yea, though I walk in the valley of the shadow, yea, I will fear no evil. I have have cursed thy rod and staff, they no longer comfort me. Love, rescue me. Sha-la-la, la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la, sha-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la. I say love, love, rescue me. I said love, climb up the mountain. Said love, I said love, oh my love. On the hill of the sun, I'm on the eve of the storm, and my words you must believe in. Oh, I said love, rescue me. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, I'm here without a name in the palace of my shame. I said love, rescue me. I have conquered my past, the future is here at last. I stand at the entrance to a new world I can see. The ruins to the right of me will soon have lost sight of me. Love, rescue me. Beautiful song, yeah. It's like very. You can see the influence of Bob Dylan in some of the words, some of the lyrics. I can find some of his inspiration, as well as there could be 5 people to write a song. Beautiful song, and so it is about. It is very much about understanding that no man is my enemy, my own hands imprison me. Whatever is slowing down or preventing the success from happening is always self-created, for we are all one. And so the card of the day is the 3 of Ariel. Do what you love. Professional and artistic evolution. Working in team or cooperate. So it's about being complementary to others and to find others that are complementary to ourselves. Here he's opening a box. He's opening this magical box where there is the great archangel Ariel. She's inside. And there's all those treasures within this box. So I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for everything. I hope you find this message interesting. My love and light be with you, and God bless you. Namaste.